Welcome back. It's almost November, but it's never too late to talk about Crocktober. Here with some of her favorite crockpot recipes is the queen of the crockpot and co-host of the weekly dish, my good friend and yours, Stephanie Hansen. Hi, Steph.
Hi, guys. Okay,
I
could like hug my crock.
Well, that'd be weird. And I got to call you Steph. There's a woman, I think her name's Evelyn. She doesn't like when I call you Hansen. So, yeah.
I know. It's okay, Evelyn. When you're friends, you can call me just about anything.
Yeah. Okay. Let me set this up with a compliment to you, Steph. You and the other Stephanie, Stephanie March, you guys are the crockpot slow cooker queens of the upper Midwest, right? Because you have that Facebook club, right?
We do. Stephanie would be so aghast that this is what she's becoming known for. But we started a group called the Weekly Dish Instant Potters because the Instant Pot, while a pressure cooker, is also a slow cooker. So many people are slow cooking in the Instant Pot. I love my crock pot so much, which is the same as a slow cooker. I couldn't give it up, so I have two.
Oh, I love you. And again, I heard you on your show. You don't have enough cabinet space for what you have,
no.
And you don't understand why your husband has an opinion on things, which was my favorite Stephanie quote in months. Why does my husband have an opinion on things? Yeah.
On everything in the house, every light, every fixture, where we're going to hang everything, every fork. Who does that?
Because that's Steph's new house there. Okay, let's get started. Asian peanut pork is the first recipe.
Okay, and I actually made this, and it's in my crock pot. But I don't know if you can see in there, it looks so gross because crockpot cooking is never super pretty, right?
Yeah.
This recipe is fantastic. It's peanut butter, it's onions, it's ginger, it's garlic. And then what I did is I shredded the pork and I made it into a pretty bowl. So you can have bowls, you can have on tortillas, you could have it on peanut noodles. It's just a delicious way to cook pork loin, and it cooks itself, really. You just peanut butter, onions, garlic, ginger. All these recipes are on the site. And then you just cook it overnight.
Okay, let's move to candied walnuts, something I never thought you could make in a slow cooker, Steph.
Okay, you know how you go to the store and you buy these fancy nuts? I made these. So I just bought walnuts, and then I put butter and brown sugar and a little bit of honey inside my crock pot. I cooked them for an hour. I stirred it all up. I put it on a flat pan so that they could kind of get hard and crystallize. And now when I want a salad with nuts, or I want to have friends over, because nobody's having friends over, let's face it. But if I did, I'd put salt and rosemary on them, and they'd be like a little snack. They're delicious. I love candied nuts. Wow. And they're expensive in the store.
They are real expensive. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that recipe. That soup's easy. Okay, butternut squash soup. For people that don't know, Stephanie is a soup queen as well. They did a whole episode last week on the weekly dish on soups.
I love soup, and the reason I love soup is because I make it all the time because, again, the Instant Pot and the crock pot. Squash soup is the easiest. The hardest part about squash soup is to get this skin off, right? So you can just peel it with a vegetable peeler, and then you cut this into cubes, and you put it in your crock pot with sage, with onions, with some apples. And you can rough chop it because you're going to end up blending everything. You can use butternut squash, which this is, or acorn squash, or even those ones that look like little hats, the short, squat, fat ones.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. As long as you can get them cut up into chunks, you can put them in your crock pot, put the broth in there, and you're good to go. You just let it cook overnight. And then you get an immersion blender, which is like one of those sticks, and you go rah, 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 in there and you get it all soupy. Or you pour it into like a Vitamix or a blender, but be careful if you do that because it's hard to blend it when it's hot. You want to make sure you vent the top.
How do you do the mixing again, Steph? I didn't catch that. How did you do it?
With your immersion blender, your hand immersion blender. It's one of my favorite tools.
It's one of mine too, Steph. All the recipes Steph mentioned will be listed, as she said, on our Facebook page. Just search for Jason Show TV, and just trust me, we'll get the recipes up. And then you can find them
at
Stephanie'sDish.com. What's that, Steph? We have just a few seconds here.
Yeah, this is a cookbook that if you like slow cooking, you should get it. Make it fast, cook it slow. It's one of the best.
There we go. We're not done with Stephanie. We are turning our popular segment, Best Thing Ever, over to Stephanie. What are her best things? You're going to find out when we come back. excited for this. Welcome back to the show, my friends. We're back with my friend, Stephanie Hansen. We're trying something new that I'm really excited about, and I think you're going to like this. For many seasons, you've seen me share my best things ever. Well, now it's our guests' turn. We're going to turn this segment over to some of our favorite guests, and Stephanie is kicking it off with 3 of her best things ever. Steph, thank you first for doing this. I think people are going to really enjoy this. So, give me your first one, which is Cheryl's Nut Butters.
Okay, Cheryl is a local lady. She makes these in Minnetonka, and they're nut butters. And the reason they're so good and so much better than like the nut butter you get in the co-op is that she's really making them fresh, like almost to order. And there's a massive difference in taste and texture. So this one is Nutty monkey butter, and it has banana chips, and there's no gunk in it. So it's literally just ground up peanuts, the banana chips, no sugar, no added oils. I mean, this is so delicious. I almost can't stop eating it.
How much monkey is in it, though? How much monkey?
A lot of monkey for your butter.
Yeah. This is great. What's the next one? Yeah, what's that flavor? What's that one?
Okay, so this one is an almond butter with chocolate and coconut almond chunks. They have one, she has rosemary, which is great for like if you're going to do savory dishes, or like the peanut noodles. I used it for the peanut Asian peanut sauce that I made for the pork in the crock pot.
Yeah.
I used Cheryl's nut butters. They're fantastic.
Oh, Steph, that is a capital W winner. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
You need to get this one.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
Nutty monkey butter.
There we go. With just 2% monkey. Cheryl's Nut Butters is her first one. Next, Succotash Retro. What?
Yes. Okay. So every day on Saturdays after I do my radio show, I go by 781 Raymond and I visit this store called Succotash Retro. And it's a lady and her husband that run the store. And they have like funky mid-century modern and retro housewares, barware, dishware. So this is a dance pot that I got that I'm just in love with. These are so cool. This is like a trivet.
That's awesome.
So when you cook.
I love Steph, I love the lid. I love the design of the lid.
It's really cool. And they have like small housewares, bar glasses that are retro. And, you know, I do a lot of entertaining when it's not COVID season. And so I like to have special dishes for special things. She's got beautiful linens. I literally go there every Saturday and look for stuff. I'm a regular. I think they do a great job. They have a great eye and the prices are really reasonable if you like shopping for vintage and retro items. That's Succotash Retro.
And we are all about supporting the local boutiques right now. They're gonna save us and get us out of this. And finally, you have some ciders.
I do. So this is Milk and Honey Ciders, and they have a farm that's in St. Joseph. They are only making cider with Minnesota heirloom apples. So these are apples that maybe were grown in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So they're not these big, gigantic apples. They're super flavorful instead. And they turn it into hard cider. Hard cider is kind of like a sparkling white wine that's a little bit sweet if you get the right kind. So I would recommend this for Thanksgiving. They also have a 1.5 liter bag, and I drank the bag all summer at the cabin. I just brought the bag. I'm not going to lie. But if you're more sophisticated and you want to pour it out of this really pretty bottle, feel free. It's Milk and Honey Ciders. They also have a cidery on their grounds, and they do events in the summertime, and they're just great. Milk and Honey Ciders. It's a family company in St. Joseph.
This is great. Now, I'm going to try to cover all bases. We will put this on our Facebook page because inevitably we will get a ton of emails. What was this thing Stephanie was talking about? And what was this thing? We will put this segment on our Facebook page. Just click videos and we'll put this a little bit later. And to get Steph's crockpot recipes, head to stephaniesdish.com. Before we go, this is your new house, right, that we're looking at?
It is. It's not super organized. And in fact, the cable man is here and like cut the cable right before I was supposed to go live. I was like, stop, I'm going on TV.
I'm sure
it's a little crazy around here.
I'm sure you looked totally stable when you were doing that stuff.
Oh, always looking stable. That's me, Stable Stephanie, as you know.
That's right. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye, sweetheart. More best things ever with our guests coming up all season long.